Thank you guys so much for being here. We really, really, really appreciate it. Today we are talking all about how to start out as a Roblox developer. And I know that many of you guys are already developers, but then there are also people who just want to start out, who don't know how to do that. So that is what we are trying to help you with today. We're going to give you some advice on how to grow and start out as a Roblox developer. So let's just get into this. One of the things that I'm going to hit on really quickly is you guys, as a starting developer, I know there's probably a fear involved in that. Just like with anything at all, when it comes to starting out. When it comes to starting out with anything, any new skill, there's always some fear involved. So I would just encourage you to push past that fear, regardless of it. I know it's gonna exist, but the first step to starting is honestly pushing past that and just saying, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do this. So I know that that's easier said than done. But yeah, definitely just push through that initial fear and just tell yourself, I'm gonna go ahead and do this. We're gonna be a Roblox developer, and I'm gonna make it. So that is my first piece of advice. Abro, do you have anything to add to that?
Yeah, for sure. Like Trevor said, just skip that past that fear, and if you're still scared, you can start out taking commissions or working on other people's projects. You don't have to start out like a big game. And if you want to gain Robux or experience, that's a great way to do it. To help fund your game, your project, your passion. So yeah, you don't have to start out with a big game. You can start out by doing so many other things.
Yeah, 100%. You like Abro just said, you don't have to start out big. And I'm actually going to hit on that next. That's a great segue because I think that not only do you not have to start out big, I think you should not to start out big. As a starting developer, I think you really ought to start out small. And I know that can be kind of discouraging when you're starting out. You want to make the next Jailbreak, or you want to make the next Pet Simulator. I know that that is a big temptation. That's something that you want to do. And that's where I started. I started and I wanted to make a game that was going to be on the front page. And to be fully honest, that just won't happen on your first game. When you're starting out, you need to start out small, and that's okay. I remember Alvin Blocks talking about this in one of his videos. Start out with something small, maybe something like a +1 every second sort of game. Those games take like a weekend to make, and so start out with a game like that. And start out with something small that you know you can finish in a weekend. That way you don't get demotivated, and you can actually bring your first game to completion. So that's what I would say. Abro, do you want to add anything to that?
Yeah, I completely agree. Speaking of demotivation, if you work on a game that you aren't passionate about, say you want to make like a Pet Simulator Z, and you hate pets, then you're not gonna want to work on that. If you want to work on a racing game, then go with the racing game. Even if you don't think it's gonna blow up, it probably won't blow up. But if it's something you're passionate about, it's more of like a I get to do this than I have to do this.
Exactly. Yeah. And yeah, we've been doing this thing for years. I've been scripting myself for over 5 years, so I know that it just is not logical to make a game that you're not passionate about, because you will get demotivated and you will lose interest, regardless of how hard you work. It's just not going to work out if you choose a game that you're not passionate about. So make sure that when you decide on your game, don't start out big, and also don't start out, or at any point, do not make a game that you aren't passionate about. And also, really quickly, before we hop into our next segment, I just want to say, start with one skill at a time. I know that it can be a temptation to learn everything. Scripting, building, modeling, UI, everything. You want to do it all at once. Start out with one thing. Like I said, I started as a scripter, and I've been scripting for 5 years. And now I can make great games with my scripting skills. Abro's been a builder, and he stuck to that. And so what I'm saying is, if like take it from us, Abro's a builder, I'm a scripter. I think that it's great to start out with one skill and stick with it. and I think that's also important, like we were saying about being motivated. You also want to be motivated with the skill you choose. So make sure it's something that you want to do in the long run, not something that you just think is going to make Robux. So that is my 2 cents on that. Abro, do you have anything to add before we hop into the intermission real quick?
No, I don't think so. I think you covered it. I think that practice is key. You can dabble around in the like, what do I want to do? UI building, scripting, modeling, stuff like that at the beginning. But I think you really need to stick to something that you enjoy or that you like pretty early on. Otherwise, you're gonna get demotivated. Like, oh, I'm not good at this.
Yeah.
But you're not good at one thing, but you're good at like everything else.
Yeah. And another thing, just quickly to add to that, is take a look at your real world passions and see how you can add that to Roblox. For example, you guys probably know the YouTuber RoBuilder. He is such a great builder. I'm a huge fan of his channel, and he loves motorcycling in real life. That's his big passion. So he decided, I love making games on Roblox. I love motorcycling. Let's make a motorcycling game on Roblox. And I think that's such a great way to do it. So yeah, that's what we would say. Make sure that it is something you're passionate about and that you will stick with in the long run. Hey, if you liked this clip, I really think you're going to like our live show, which we record again live here on this YouTube channel every couple of weeks or so. If you do join us live, there is a chance of us being able to take your call and answer your questions live on the podcast. So if this is something you're interested in, make sure to hit that subscribe button so that you're notified when we go live with another podcast. Thanks for watching.